Everybody in the past few days been talking about gospels or recording artist Kirk Franklin. Now, Kirk Franklin, if any of you know Kirk Franklin, especially in the gospel section, you know, he's been around a hot minute. I remember the first Kirk Franklin song I ever heard was Silver and Gold. That was the very first song I ever heard from him. I mean, but he's made, you know, a lot of gospel, you know, tracks. He's won about 16 Grammys. That's a lot of Grammy awards. Well, anyway, Kirk Franklin has a son named Carrion, and, you know, him and Carrion has been having a estranged relationship. They don't get along as a father and son should. Now, Carrion has put on social media that, you know, he had some issues in the past. He was alluding to, you know, abuse. He's alleging that Kirk Franklin was physically abusive to him. He didn't go into more details than that, but his son recorded part of a conversation that he was having with his dad, Kirk Franklin, and this what went up on the internet. I want you to listen to this, you know, conversation that he recorded, and then I'm going to play the apology that Kirk Franklin put out. Let's go ahead and roll those clips.
Okay, if you think I'm bringing this paper, let me say it like this. When your start you need to get your skinny motherfucking ass back out the goddamn way before I put my foot in your ass. I dare you. I dare you. I dare you. I dare you. Shut the f*** up. I'm old.
What's up?
I will punch your neck. Don't you ever disrespect me.
I didn't. He just hung up the phone. I'll break your neck. Is that a threat?
Many of you know I have an older son named Kirk Franklin. In May, he'll be 33. For many years, we have had a toxic relationship with him as a family. We've tried for many years through counseling, through therapy, to try to rectify this private family matter. Recently, my son and I had an argument that he chose to record. I felt extremely disrespected in that conversation, and I lost my temper. And I said words that are not appropriate. And I am sincerely sorry to all of you. I sincerely apologize. I want you to know as a father that during that conversation, I called the family therapist and got that therapist on the phone to try to help. He never played that part of the recording. I'm not perfect. I'm human and I'm going to make mistakes and I'm trying to get it right. Please keep me and my family in your prayers.
First and foremost, let me speak to Kirk Franklin. I'm a father, you know, he's a father. Okay. My son isn't, you know, in his 30s, but my son is 16. He'll be 17 here in a few months. I haven't had that kind of relationship with my son whatsoever, but I've heard of, you know, some situations like that where the dad, you know, and the son could have issues. I don't want to speculate why they have issues, you know, who could be involved with it. I'm going to just take it on the surface, you know, surface. As a parent, you know, I understand why he snapped, because you just do not talk to your mom or father like that. Even the way most of us are raised in the Black community, even if your mom or dad is wrong, you're supposed to be like, okay, all right, and just move on and just let it go and go on. But you don't get disrespectful. It's no reason for him to speak to his father like that. At the end of the day, it's still his father. You know, you don't talk to your father like that. Have some sort of respect for him. You know, when he was just, I mean, talking to his father like he wasn't nothing, his father just reacted like any other man would react. I get it. Now, Kirk Franklin himself, this apology video. Kirk Franklin, you had no reason to apologize to that boy. And the reason why I call him a boy is because in the eyes of us as parents, no matter if our children are grown, we still look at them as a kid, even though they're not. They could be grown, their own wife, husband, whatever, kids. We still kind of look at them that way because they're just how we are as parents. Anybody that has, you know, adult children or about to be adult children, you probably can relate to that. And just because they grown doesn't mean that you can just disrespect your parents. Now, Kirk Franklin was saying that as he's gotten older, he said his disrespect has become more aggressive, talking about the son. And, you know, he says that he said, I'm a father, and I'm a father that has a son. He said, I have a history, and I have a history of a toxic, he said, challenging, turbulent relationship, with a grown man I'm trying to fight for. But let me say something to Kirk Franklin. Now, you in the church house, I'm pretty sure you done read the Bible. There's a story in the Bible, Kirk Franklin, called about the prodigal son. And the prodigal son didn't want to do the ways of what the father wanted him to do. And the father had to let him go and go out and do all what he wanted to do. He didn't stop him. And then when he finally realized the mess that he was in, after being estranged from his father, he finally came back to him, and the father forgave him, cleaned him up, and welcomed him back in. And if you have a prodigal son, even though it could be hard, sometimes you got to let people go out your life. Even sometimes it could be a child for a time for them to get their act together. Because if you are in a toxic relationship, even with family, sometimes it's best to love each other from a distance. I'm telling you, that works. So listen, I don't hate you, but right now you're going to say something, and I'm going to say something that I'm going to regret or whatever. And I don't want to do that. I don't want to cross that line. Okay. As a father, I don't want to cross that line. So son, let me let you go. And, if you need something or whatever, something important, holler at me. But, I'm just going to kind of, and sometimes you got to draw some distance, because, there's an old saying, absence make the heart grow fonder. Okay. When you're always in a person's face, they can't miss you enough. Right. So sometimes it may be a time you have to be away from your son. It could be hurtful, but I would want them conversations with my son. Like my son literally trying to threaten me, because I'm too old school. I believe I brought you in this world. I'll take you out too. So don't you be threatening me. Who you think you're talking to? You know what I'm saying? I didn't get to this age for nothing. Now, it's sure not stupid. Unlike, you being younger, you're dumb. I've been there already. You ain't got the mind I have, so you don't think it's quick. But that's what I believe Kirk Franklin should do. He tried the therapist. It's not working. He needs to create distance. He needs to leave him alone. Let him deal with his own issues. Kirk need to go do his life or whatever it may be. And I understand Kirk Franklin's daughter came out and spoke about different things too, but I'm just only relating it to just as a father, because I understand I have children, that's barely grown. They grown, two of them, and like I said, my son will be grown here short in that another year or so, right? Well, he'll technically be 18, but anybody know they ain't technically grown, but they don't know nothing just yet. It takes some time, but don't apologize to these people online. Let me tell you that. Don't apologize to no fans either, because if they're truly your fans or your supporters, they would hear this video and get it. Understand what I'm saying? Because when you start apologizing to a public for being a human being, even though you say he's human and you are human, there's no reason for you to apologize for nothing at all. Because let me tell you something, people that so-called like you can be very fickle. If a person mad with you and so I don't want to listen to his music no more, I don't want to watch you no more because of this incident, good. I'm glad that incident happened so you can get away, because one thing you don't want is fake friends, fake supporters, fake acquaintances. You don't want fake family. You don't want nobody fake around you, because that's the people that's going to snake bite you, especially the ones that's around you. So if it took this incident for you to lose somebody in your life, then count that as a blessing too. Because sometimes it's everybody in your life for either a season or a lifetime, Kirk. You ought to know that. And when certain people come into my life only for a season, and they have served the purpose that the Lord wanted for them. And then some people in my life for a lifetime. Okay. Enjoy those people, both of them, and learn from them. But that's it. Create some distance, love, social distance from your son for a time. And then if he gets to the point that he want to reconcile with you, and you feel like he's serious, then I would do that. But leave me a comment. Let me know what you think about the situation with Kirk Franklin. Would you respond that way to your child? Me personally, I don't like to get that upset with nobody at all, because I don't like to usually when I get upset, I want to do something. So that's why I try to keep myself cool, calm, and collect, but very stern. But let me know what you think and how you respond if you was in that situation.